All right, tonight's episode of the Vampire Squid Show is brought to you by Linguini's Dance Studio Dance School. Learn the best moves from your favorite dancer, Linguini, in an easy-to-learn 5 courses. Brings you close to becoming a dancing's queen and show off your base. All right, guys, let's do this.
Somebody take a picture of that right now.
Wait, what the hell?
Holy shit,
Somebody
what
take
the
a picture
fuck
of that
is
right
that?
now.
What the hell's a basse?
That's
Base,
the
I'm
Linguini.
going to show you tonight what a base is.
That's the
Yeah, we're
Linguini
gonna show
ad
you
poster.
tonight.
Oh my
An
god.
official Linguini ad. That shit
Yeah.
is amazing.
Those
We fucking did
shoes.
a Linguini sponsor, dude. Fucking done.
All right, on tonight's episode, we're going to be discussing various things. We're going to start it off with,
Like always.
we're going to start it off with Wayne. We finished watching Wayne, and we're going to have our quick, I guess, slight spoiler review of the whole series as a whole.
Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. So,
FYI, for those who want to see Wayne, it's a YouTube exclusive show.
YouTube Red, stupid.
Oh, premium.
And same shit.
No, it's not.
I mean,
It's produced by YouTube. Well, not really YouTube,
but if anything, if you tell them it's on YouTube and they click Wayne, and then it's already going to pop up saying, oh, I got to subscribe to YouTube Red. So, I mean, they'll figure it out.
Go on YouTube, type in Wayne, watch the trailer.
Have Red.
If you don't, you can still see the trailer.
Without Red.
But yes.
Sounds about right.
All right, so I guess we can all finally say our actual final thoughts on Wayne. It's a great show.
Fucking amazing show.
Yes, sir.
It was surprisingly good.
Yes,
the
sir.
character development on Wayne, it's amazing.
Very good character development on Wayne.
Especially for a half-hour show.
And no stone unturned. That's the best part about it.
Yes.
I mean, they do pretty much wrap everything up.
They didn't pull a Kingdom Hearts 3 where it's like what's in the black box, but okay.
Yeah, I could say, even at Platinum, I don't know what's in the box.
Shit.
God, yeah, it's pretty good.
You're making it sound like as soon as you got Platinum, it's like Overwatch is like a loot box. You finally get to see what's in it.
Shit, imagine, that would have been nice, but
The stickers. That's all you
guess
get.
what? We didn't even get that.
You get-
Actually, I got an actual,
Mhm.
I got an actual
Annoys
trophy. Fuck your stickers, pussy.
All right. So anyway, for those who probably didn't listen to last week, Wayne is pretty much in his YouTube Red show. It follows a kid called Wayne, obviously, and he is, I guess we can say, on a quest for vengeance, in a sense.
I mean, I suppose his dad's car was stolen, so he's on a quest to retrieve the car.
Yeah, he's on a
and
quest
get
retrieve.
revenge on the process. I
Pretty
guess.
much, yeah. So he's on this huge road trip, while at the same time, you gotta understand Wayne as a character is a very reckless guy, and he dead ass just.
That was just fun to
If
do,
he
I'm
sees
sorry.
anyone doing anything wrong, he will fuck them up.
I feel like Wayne went on this adventure more to just be with Dell. Dell is the female companion he
Who
traveled
mentions
with.
that?
I mean, it's not necessarily.
Did
I
he
mean,
not understand the whole show?
No. It really was about the car in the beginning, but I just think it
Yeah.
if you're watching the show throughout the process of it, you see him sort of looking at other people and family, coming together and stuff. And in a sense, because he grew up without his mom, and his dad died. He has a brother, but no one really knows where his brother is.
season 2 stuff. So
Right. True. They really could kind of go more into that for season 2. And it's just, I think it started out with him wanting to get the car back, but it over time it then turned into him sort of trying to reconnect with his estranged mom, which kind of all went to shit, and he went back to his own way, his old ways.
I mean, it's a nice thing because at the end of the day, you think in face value, it's about the car, but it's not necessarily really about the car. It's more about that last tether to a family that he had, and if he loses that, then that's it. He feels like he doesn't have anything.
I mean,
Especially in the beginning episodes, that's what he felt. I mean, that's what I kind of got from it when I watched it.
I think another message that was in there was kind of just because you had a really, really bad early life experience, with family and everything, doesn't mean that the rest of your life has to be the same. There are going to be people out there that you can connect with and have a good life with and build with. And I think that was part of the growth that we saw him go through with Del. You know, he learned that there are people who are not going to leave you. You know, even though I don't think
Almost.
Even though she did kind of leave him.
Well, but he kind of left her. He left her, dude, because he started putting her on the back burner for his mom.
I mean, he didn't.
But he did that with
he
the
didn't-
intention because he already pre-saw the ticket she had.
Yeah, which
So
was
that
wrong.
that
So-
triggered it.
Yeah, so he kind of like he basically planned for the worst
Oh.
because he already believed that she was going to leave.
Right. He was already in the mental state. This is another person that's going to leave me. You know what I mean? So in a sense, he kind of started to push her away.
But she got that, ticket way early. I mean, granted, he didn't know that, but the point is, they both grew together.
The thought process of her even remotely thinking about leaving bothered him also. So that's what it was, really.
What I kind of also like about the show is that it kind of showcases that Wayne's not the only character that has problems with his family. Other characters do too. And they all have their reasons for it. And it shows a lot of humanity in them because at face value, like the first couple episodes, you show like, oh, this guy's a dick. But then throughout the series, you start to realize like there's a reason for this. You know, there's kind of a reason why, you know, Belle's dad's the way he is, or what's going on with the mom, even though, you know, what she did was kind of fucked up, but you can kind of see that she's in some weird state of mind as well. And I feel like the show really does show a lot of humanity where you can kind of understand most of the, not all the characters, but most of the characters' kind of situations and just the humanity of them, which I liked.
Even the one character that they kind of tried to joke around with, the principal.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he was actually extremely human.
Extremely.
And, you know, he looked at himself as someone incapable of actually being able to care for something because his dogs kept dying and he thought it was his fault. Turns out it wasn't his fault. His neighbor was poisoning his dogs. And when he did get the chance to not only kind of like save a dog from being a stray, but save the dog's puppies, he went above and beyond. Kind of like put his mouth on an amniotic sac, and that was gross.
Gross
Yeah.
and really not necessary.
He even spoke dog. So
The only thing
I mean,
about
come
that I
on.
didn't like was that it just kept jumping back and forth from the dog birth scene to the climactic fight with Wayne and the fucking kid. Because since
Stepbrother.
yeah, the
stepbrother,
stepbrother.
yeah.
Since like episode 1 is like they're showing like this stepbrother's a fucking dick, and I was waiting for him to finally kick that fucking guy's ass. So finally, when I got that fucking fight, the momentum kept going back and forth to this comedic dog birth scene to the fight where it's like it's just like it was just. I mean, all right, I get it, like why they did, but I don't know. It just felt weird because I'm watching. I'm like, finally, I can finally get to see him get what he fucking deserves, and it kept going to the dog scene where it's like, it's fine, it's funny, but I'm like, it's no. It's like serious, funny, serious, funny, serious. I was like, nah, come on. You could have put this anywhere else in the fucking final episode. What was it? The final episode?
yeah.
Yeah, it was the final episode.
That was.
Yeah. I mean, I liked both scenes. It's just,
Yeah.
but having them go back and forth so much, I didn't like.
I would guess that they kind of wanted to stretch the fight out a little bit. That's
Yeah.
why they would sort of cut it up and then throw other clips in there.
That was a badass fight, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I bet he broke his arm just to win.
Dude, I'm upset that
I'm
upset that Wayne didn't kick his ass though.
I mean, he
I mean, again,
he phone checked him with his hammer.
Right. But I mean, like, then again, you have to kind of think in a sense, this is like the final boss battle. You know, like, it wasn't gonna quickly be over. You had to kind of struggle a little bit.
And I think they
Well,
want they
I mean,
want
it was a
also it was a
ridiculous
good
final boss.
it was a good opportunity to show like to bring Del in and show him, hey, I'm here for you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
initially I did leave because you
Well,
pushed
you
me
guys
away,
are missing
but
the important part. My man was handicapped.
that's
What
not the
handicap?
important part.
My man was destroyed. Well, I would say, I guess, a day before that actual fight
I mean,
with his
he was
stepbrother.
destroyed. Fucking
My man had
the entire
bruises,
show.
which
Throughout the
did
entire
not
show.
give it time for him to heal.
Hey Jordan, you want to go get the cap while we do this?
I guess, sure.
What a dick.
No, that's true though. I did wonder about that too. Like you got your ass kicked the entire show.
Well, I mean, you should be familiar with your whole jiu-jitsu. You can't train back to back 2 days hard and not feel some sort
Don't
of.
say that. People, I can't even like comment on that because people like come at me.
Well, yeah.
So
You should comment.
Nah, fuck that shit.
Or
There's people that train like 5-6 days hard. I'm like, no.
One of the best things I really liked about the show is just since Wayne has been through so many fights throughout his life, it's like a funny immunity to pain, both emotionally and physically. So like he will take a beating and he's just like it does. I don't care.
It's nothing, bro.
Like it's nothing.
I eat those.
While at the same time, it's like he's also keeping in a lot of emotions as well. So that's the thing I really liked about it. Like, he just keeps persisting on regardless of how much of a beating he fucking takes. Which shows you just how much of a fucking badass he is compared to everyone else. And I love how it's like every episode kind of showcases him being around people who, in a sense, portray an image of badassery or trying to be tough. But then we got Wayne, who actually is a fucking badass.
Wayne, who just is.
Mm-hmm. So I thought that was a really good element of the show.
Oh, can wait till season 2.
We're gonna have to.
If
fucking no,
there's a season two.
There is.
No,
It
there
ends-
is no way. No way they're not going to give us a season 2. No fucking way.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Wayne is probably the best YouTube Red show right now.
I mean, I can't say because it's the only one I've watched. So
I mean, I've watched Origin. Origin is
I mean, the
if
way
you
these
like
shows
space
are going,
shows,
getting canceled
Origins
left
are
and right. Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
what the hell does that have to do with
Punisher.
YouTube?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about those shows.
Yeah, which
I'm
I'm just saying, your
Punisher and
expectation
Jessica Jones
gets
are
high,
officially
and all of a
canceled.
sudden,
Nobody-
you get
nobody.
smacked in the face, and
Punisher and Jessica
Nope.
Jones are officially canceled.
yep.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I'm good.
So
Although we're still
I won't be
getting
surprised
Jessica
if Wayne
Jones
gets
season
canceled.
3.
Wayne is not gonna get canceled. He's not
No,
part of
there's
Disney.
no way. There's
That's
no
not
way.
Part of Disney.
He's part of My Chemical Romance.
This fucking guy.
Speaking of My Chemical Romance,
Hey, there you go.
Nice.
That's
Ah.
gonna create a bridge to the next topic.
Let's go.
all right. So Umbrella Academy,
It sucks.
you didn't even see it.
Oh, that's why I said it.
This fucking
Maybe
guy,
that's how I
yo.
live my
Who
life.
invited, who
I
invited
am,
him, bro?
I am
why is he here?
Javi, and I voice my opinions on things that I didn't see.
That's fine. Stupid little kids.
Mm.
Fucking fake ass.
I
Fucking
mean, they're
School
not
of the
little
Gifted. I'm
kids.
gonna throw School of the Gifted. Really?
Okay, so real quick to kind of just recap things, especially for
Umbrella
Javi.
Academy. I thought it was a Resident Evil show.
All right, so
When you said that.
Javi. All right, so pretty much the show revolves around the fact that, throughout the world, how many kids was it?
42.
40,
In the 40s, yeah.
42.
42
Maybe,
kids?
yeah.
All right, so around this world, 42 kids were born on the same day. But the thing is, they were born by women who weren't pregnant. Just instantly got pregnant.
So they're Virgin Marys now.
Yeah.
More or less.
There's 42 Virgin Marys.
It was
now.
basically Immaculate Conception.
So,
Wow.
damn, what was the guy's name?
Reginald Hargreaves.
I know him as, like, in the comic books, he's known as the Monocle.
The monocle.
The Monocle.
Yes.
So, he goes and he adopts, how many again?
But you have to say who he gets
Seven.
7 of
Adopted
them.
7
Seven.
kids.
But who
adopted-
is he?
Who
He's
is he?
just a
Yeah.
rich billionaire.
No, he's not. He's an alien.
But
I
they
mean, we were
don't-
gonna get
they
into
really
that,
don't go
but-
into that in the show, though.
Well, they show us that in the show.
They hint
they
at
One
yeah.
little clip, but they don't say anything about it. Like if you quickly glance at it, you would completely miss the fact that they're in a different planet. If you're not really, because it's really really quick.
If you miss that, then you're blind.
I mean,
Or
keep
not
in mind,
paying
because
attention.
when
All I
they
gotta
show
say
it,
is-
he's sitting on the bed with his wife having a conversation, and through the window you kind of see spaceships kind of blasting off.
The more
I
you
thought those
talk
were
about it,
nuclear
really
bombs
quick.
from the whole World War II. Or
Duh.
World War
All I
I.
gotta say
You
is
see,
one
and
thing.
then saying, and that kind of goes to prove my case. If you're not really paying attention, you can either miss it or misinterpret it. They don't dive too much into his past in the show.
All I gotta say is one thing. While watching this show,
Is he a Nazi?
all I knew was this. If I would have known that this fucking story is about time travel, I would have read that comic book all those years ago.
Oh my god!
Because this shit was good. That shit was good.
There
sounds like
is
shit.
there is a new story arc in the works right now.
Yeah, there is. There's other story arcs, but the first story arc of the first volume was about time travel. So what happens is these kids are, they have powers. So the Monocle ends up training these kids to be superheroes. What ends up happening is one of the kids, he can teleport, but his powers can advance to the point where he can travel through time.
It's not really teleporting. It's like he's moving to space.
Yes.
Teleporting.
He's
Teleporting.
space shoot jumping.
Teleporting.
He's teleporting.
What the fuck
Teleporting.
you think that is?
He's moving through space by teleportation.
All right. So anyway, what ends up happening is he tries to teleport, and then he tries to time travel, but their father's saying like, no, don't do it. You're not ready yet. He says, fuck, I'm gonna do it. He does it, and then he travels to the future, and then everything's destroyed. Like it's the end of the world. So he's stuck there to the point where he ends up finding a way to travel back to where he was. Now he's telling all his
not where he was, because when he teleported, they were all kids. When he comes back, they're all like
he got the calculations a little bit wrong. But he ends up coming back, and then he's pretty much just like, all right, guys, the world's going to end in 8 days. We have to find a way to fucking stop it.
So wait, he couldn't just keep on teleporting?
He doesn't know how.
He doesn't know. He's never learned how to.
He, throughout that time, he's been trying to find the equations for how to jump back, and it still wasn't perfect. Because when he comes back...
It's just more and more stupid.
Well, no, it makes sense. It makes sense, because, like...
You find your way to travel to the future,
and he got stuck.
He traveled.
He found he figured out how to time travel, not how to time travel to the place he wants to be.
So
because remember, he was inexperienced at it.
Stop. So he did calculations to travel to wherever he was going.
No,
he just did it.
He has the ability to pretty much bend space, which he had then said to the guy that adopted him. I think I can further my ability and also move through time. His dad had then said, time traveling is more trickier than teleporting. You're not ready for that. You're not prepared. You're not trained. You're not ready to do it. Which he then decided, well, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. Without properly being trained on bending time, he got stuck in the future. He couldn't travel back. He got stuck there. And he was there for maybe 50, 60 years before he figured out how to come back into the past.
And the thing is, the calculations still weren't right. So when he came back, his consciousness stayed, but he was back in his kid body when he left. So it's this little kid with the mind of like an 80-something-year-old. So he's coming back, and they're looking at him like, why the fuck do you still look like a kid? He's like, I got the calculations wrong, but that doesn't fucking matter. The world's ending in 8 days. We have to fucking figure out why.
So not only can he bend time, he can reverse age.
No. He reversed the age reversed because he got the calculations wrong. It wasn't willingly.
But regardless of matter, his power is to reverse all type of time, not only through time itself, but through time himself.
No, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
because technically, if he's just moving through time, he should still have been like in his 80s.
He still should be in his 80s,
but he was able to digress the time of his body.
So that means he's still so consciously he's still an 80-year-old man stuck in the future. He's able to bend time to go to basically revert back to his younger self and also go back in time to a different spot.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, he found it by accident, but yes, he can do it.
No, regardless of accident or not, I'm just saying that in itself is a great power.
I found myself like wondering, like, is there like a multiverse? Like, are there multiple versions of the people, or is it more?
There's most definitely a paradox now if he can bend time.
But the thing is, like,
which dives into something else about the show that you bring up.
What happened afterwards?
No, because you're saying that since there's like a paradox and stuff. Well, Jordan, you're gonna say something? Go ahead. No, because what ends up happening is he's like, we have to stop the world from ending, but there's a time agency out there that's trying to assassinate him because, like, no, this has to happen. And there's a line in it where he says, like, no, but the world ends. It's like, yeah, it ends, but it's not the end of the world. He's like, what is it? It's the end of something. But this has to happen. So he has to run from this time agency while at the same time trying to say, because something, apparently, this is a fixed point in time that has to happen. So he's like, no, fuck this shit. Why does that sound so familiar?
It's pretty much almost every Doctor Who episode.
Pretty much.
No, besides that, it sounds like it's been in a game before.
I mean, that's kind of what happens with most time travel stuff, where it's like, oh, this is a fixed point, you can't change it. Blah, blah, blah.
Somebody trying to stop the time traveler from affecting any point in time.
That's Terminator.
There you go.
No, but like if there were like multiple versions of the people, like wouldn't he have bumped into himself?
But the thing about that is that they don't dive into that like they don't dive into that those theories of time travel. They keep it very simple.
You do see a glimpse of it when he was fighting the commissioner at their base. He traveled back, so the events that occurred while in the regular time with Luther and all of them reverted back, and then
but Adam's question is there a split reality now from it? That's his question.
They never show that.
Exactly. I mean, they might dive into it in season 2.
So to keep in mind, the show is based on a comic book that came out in 2007, and there was like 15 issues. So the entire show is based on the first story arc, which is maybe like 5.
You said the time like reversed.
I mean, there's an
Basically,
episode. Yeah,
it's like Wayne. While they were showing the guy trying to help the doggy give birth, Wayne was having his fight. So there's 2 events happening at the same time.
That's fine.
So while the kid who time traveled was in his own like mission to find out like clues on how to stop the apocalypse, his brothers and sister were having their own separate events. So when he traveled back, because it's like
rewinding a tape.
Yes, everything rewind to a certain point. So
But
it
it
never
rewind-
went that same direction.
we got to remember though that was just one solid episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a big thing. I mean, it kind of was, but that's just one episode where things were happening, and it just so happened things got reversed back because he went back and changed everything.
And when they did go back, they didn't end up the same.
All right.
Everything that had happened didn't happen again.
What got me so mad was that everything was going good.
So
Yeah.
now it reverted. As he reverted, he was still where he was at, or he was reversing too.
No, because he jumped through time.
Yeah, whenever he jumps, he still has his consciousness. He doesn't physically.
But that's
change.
fine. I'm not saying that. I'm
I
saying
mean, he himself wasn't affected.
he himself, but time was going backwards.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he wasn't until as it was. Does he show how he goes backwards?
Yeah, it kind of shows.
Wait,
a
wasn't
glimpse
that
of
when he-
the rewind?
When he went back that one time, did he have the briefcase with him?
Yeah. That's why
Yeah.
he was able to do it controlled like that.
Yeah, because the Time Agency, they have these briefcases that can help them travel through time. So he actually went there, destroyed the whole fucking place, stole the briefcase, and then went back.
So he basically used the time machine.
Because what ended up happening was...
Or he uses something to help him time.
yeah, because the agency
No,
wants...
he used the time machine. It wasn't him that did
So
it.
he did use his powers.
No, not his powers. Because his powers are a little bit unpredictable when it comes to time jumping.
And you got to remember, though, like one of the big things about the show is that the agency wants him to work for them. So there's a point in the show where he's like, all right, I'll work for you guys, just leave my family alone. But it was just a ruse, you know.
I mean, it's like having a cop that can shoot bullets out of his fingers. That means you never give him a gun and shit. So you don't need a briefcase to jump.
But he needed the briefcase to jump. He
No,
can't
but I'm
really
saying,
manipulate.
I'm just saying, but if you train the dude, he won't need it.
Remember, he still wasn't fully trained.
Well, no one can train him if
Trained
they
by
don't have
who?
the power.
This show sucks.
So anyway, all I got to say is, honestly speaking, watching the show, I kind of called a lot of things.
I'm gonna call him the Flash.
Because it's like, I'm sorry, but like I'm watching it and all of a sudden we have Ellen Page's character. It's like, oh, I'm ordinary.
did
How many
amazing.
powers?
She did
Yeah, she has
amazing.
powers.
We knew that from the beginning.
knew that.
Yeah,
the beginning.
it's like, oh, you're like, yeah, she has powers. Oh, you know, my powers aren't untested. Yeah, she causes the end of the world. I already knew that right away. Where she's like, oh, and then the shit happens. Yeah, she's the reason why the world ends.
Yep.
It's her. Why?
Wait, hold
how
on.
it happened?
That's-
I didn't expect.
That's called dramatic irony.
I guess, yeah.
Yo, but how easy was it to hate that guy,
Oh,
Mr.
man.
Peabody?
Oh,
He
yeah.
was so easy to hate. He was the angry nerd type. Like, as
He
far
was-
as
he
like
was the
his
villain.
physical,
That was me.
He was
That's
like
me
the
my whole
villain
life.
from fucking.
he was so easy to hate.
You know what he was? He was Syndrome. He was fucking Syndrome. He wanted the Incredibles.
Incredibles?
He wanted to be a
Syndrome,
superhero.
bro.
They told him no, and he wanted to take revenge on them.
Pretty
Hated
much.
that guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was him.
Pretty. Yeah.
that's pretty much
Yeah,
what it was.
Okay. I got
Now,
you.
wait, did you guys notice in the show that they would randomly place fat people in like a lot of episodes?
I did not.
Damn. So like in the first episode, in the pool, they show the girl, all of the women in the pool, right? They show all of their legs and stuff, but there's one fat chick
yeah.
right in the middle.
Mhm.
Then on the
It was
bus,
right in the beginning.
on the bus, there was the fat chick right across. And one of the last episodes, there was a what happened with the fat chick? Because I was trying to pay attention to it, then I forgot to pay attention to it. But I kept on catching just randomly. They would just place the fat person.
She just
somewhere.
went back in time then.
It was weird.
All right, real quick for Javi's sake,
guy.
let's just kind of elaborate on all of the siblings' powers because we're talking about
Yeah.
the time traveling kid. Let's talk about all the
I
characters.
don't even know their powers.
So number
I got
one,
you. Number one,
Luther.
who in the show is the only person who's they mention his code name, which comes up maybe like 3 times in the entire
Yeah,
series.
Space
which was
Boy.
Space Boy,
Mhm.
who has super strength. That is his base power.
I mean, he didn't seem to have super strength, but I guess.
He
I don't know, because like one of my
he
favorite
did.
characters on the show,
He took
Hazel.
a chandelier to the fucking face.
Yeah, and Hazel also kicked his ass. Regular guy.
well, Hazel's part of the Time Agency, so
Doesn't give him super strength.
we don't know the capabilities of the Time Agency, though. We don't know how strong they are. They're trained. We don't know.
Also, Luther could have been.
Maybe they're
back.
part of all the 32 kids that were born and shit. You don't know.
That's another thing too.
That was another point I was trying to get to.
We can come back to that.
All right, real quick. All right, so Luther, that's his number
Luther,
2.
Number 2, Diego, who they don't say his power in the show. In the show, he
has a map in a backpack.
This fucking guy, bro. Yo, whose man is that? Who invited him, bro?
He got a map in a backpack.
Diego.
What's his name? The Nightmare, right?
No, he's the Kraken.
He's the
Kraken. Excuse me.
Oh,
the
let's
Nightmare.
go.
The
In the
Nightmare is
show.
number 6.
The Kraken. Oh.
The horror.
The horror. My bad.
Yeah, the heart's bent.
Let's see Joe
Right.
detail
Diego,
each character.
in the show, you kind of just think, he can throw knives and fucking semi-control them. But in the comic book, his power is that he can hold his breath indefinitely. There's no limit to how long he can hold his breath. Hence the code name, the Kraken.
Because he could be underwater as long as he fucking wants.
So but he was really
breathe?
pretty much he doesn't have to breathe.
Right.
If I ever see him in the show getting choked out and he's not able to breathe, I don't know what's going on.
But they don't dive in. According to the show, his power is just that he can throw knives and he can kind of bend them mid-flight. Which in the comic books, he was really good at throwing knives, but that wasn't his power. His power was that he can hold his breath forever, pretty much.
Who does that?
That's them.
They all look like shit.
And number 3.
So that's Space Boy. That's the Kraken.
Number 3 was Allison, I think.
Number 3, Allison.
The Rumor.
Who pretty much, her power, I guess, in simple terms.
Is to gossip?
No.
Well, I mean, no. It technically, sure. But it's pretty much, if she tells a lie, the lie comes true.
So what will happen in this show, it will be like, oh, I heard a rumor that you're going to shoot that guy. And then the guy goes and fucking shoots the guy. So she can manipulate people with her words, basically.
But she has to utter, rumor has it.
I don't really think they
never
emphasize that.
That's how they made it
show.
seem.
I mean, it could probably just be like a stylized thing.
Right.
But
maybe just for effect, I guess, so that the viewers understand she's using her power because she said the word rumor. She's using her powers now.
Exactly.
She sound like...
Mind you, Sish, this is coming from a person who hasn't read the comics, so...
I mean, I really haven't read the comics
I can't compare
either.
both.
Yeah. Okay, so...
I mean, I looked up some information.
All right, next kid.
The number 4 was...
Ben, I think?
No. Number 4 was Klaus.
Klaus. Yes.
Klaus, number 4.
Probably the best character on the show.
Number 4, whose name was the Seance.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Now, and then again, this is another character that the show doesn't really emphasize the powers, because in the show he can just kind of speak to dead people and conjure them.
Yes.
In a sense, but in the comic books, Seance can also levitate, and he has telekinesis, which you never see in the show.
But you got to remember, though, in the show, like the Monko tells him, like, you have no idea the potential you have. And I've been trying to get it out of you, but you keep fucking using drugs. So I'm pretty sure in season 2 they're going to show that.
He sounds like a level 4
And
mutant.
that's he's using drugs because when he's high, his powers don't work.
And he doesn't want to use his powers because he's afraid of the dead
pretty
people
much
who talk to
afraid
him.
of the dead people fucking haunting him. You know, I mean, if you're a kid and you got dead people screaming in your face 24/7, fucking, I'd be terrified.
Yes,
I don't know, but you had to tell that to the kid for the Sixth Sense because he didn't look terrified at all.
Rewatch that movie. He was terrified. You saw the wrong
5
movie.
seconds. 5 seconds the whole movie. He had a dead guy the whole movie next to him. Are you serious? Stop. Let's just stop.
Where this is not about that movie.
All right. Anyway, we already talked about 5.
We talk about 5, who is the only character in the show, and that's in the comic book as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who is just number 5. Has no name, no code name. He's just number 5.
Mm-hmm. What does he do?
Well, this is the one we were talking about before. He can bend space and time.
Oh. So his name is 5?
Just 5. He has...
the thing was,
number 5.
when he time traveled, that's when... What was... The Monocle created, like... Mother for the children, which is an android.
Mother was created long ago. The Mother was the one that... Because the Monocle never gave them names. He gave them numbers based on how useful they were to him.
But that's what I'm saying. When he created the Mother, 5 was gone.
They never really say, though. Because that scene was emphasized more on Vanya.
Yeah. But I mean, in a sense, I guess that kind of makes sense.
He does have a code name. It's the Boy.
I wouldn't say that that's his code name.
I knew I'd seen it though.
No. But that's pretty much just what they were calling him. That's not his code name.
I mean, according to the wiki, they say that this is the boy.
You're trusting wiki.
Yeah.
No, but that's a code name in the comics. But like you see how each one has a proper name.
It's not
like Allison,
code name.
Luther,
The boy that
Klaus,
makes no sense.
Diego.
It's not a
His
code name.
was
That's
just
just because
5.
if you're watching the show and they're looking for number 5, but keep in mind to them, the last time they saw him, he was an old guy. So that's what they're looking for. So if you have an unknown young boy, what are you calling him? You don't know his name. They're just referring to him as the boy. You know what I mean? Oh, there was this guy in the diner with a boy. You know what I mean? So then it's just like, oh yeah, number 5 is that boy over there. You know what I mean? Like, necessarily not his code name. That's just what they were calling him.
I think it'd be a pretty cool code name though.
I suppose.
It would make sense.
Then we have Ben, who's dead, and they don't really say how he died.
Yeah. I was kind of wanting to know.
But it's one of those things. A lot of stuff you can clearly see. A lot of stuff. It's like, all right, season 2 material. I got no problem with it. It's fine. But
they
his
still have
thing
potential
is,
with the 42 children's.
What? No, because remember, there's more kids that were born.
More kids. Yeah. They've only shown us 7.
And here, if you look up the information, they then tell you other kids do pop up in the future as villains, but most of the kids died. Yeah. So it says like, I mean, there were 42. You know, the Monaco adopted 7. The rest, half of them are. Yeah. It's not that he found 7. I would just imagine that not everybody.
I mean, they didn't show up at his doorsteps. He went out and searched for them.
I mean, they don't specify why he chose that amount.
No, it's not so much that he chose, because I would imagine he found more than 7. Mm-hmm. But keep in mind, he was showing them and be like, "Hey, listen, I'm interested in buying that kid."
But if this
so event, it's not everybody sold the kid.
But and also, if this event happened around the world, he would have to first find out where it happened, and if it was in a place that didn't really have any way of contacting the outside world, then he has no way of finding out that kid was there. So that's one way to miss some.
Right, true.
And then mothers that just weren't willing to give them up. And then some that died before he got there.
All right, so the horror. Let's talk about the horror real quick.
The horror of Ben, number 6. So, we're talking about...
Like from what I've read, his thing is that he can summon monsters through his skin. His skin's a portal to bring monsters out.
He retains creatures from different dimensions within his body, which he can then sort of create a portal through his stomach to kind of release them.
Oh, Ben 10, let's go. That sounds about right.
Except Ben 10 turns into creatures.
Oh, he got creatures.
Minus
the horror doesn't turn.
Yeah,
doesn't change into them. And then we have Vanya, number 7,
which is the white violin.
The white violin. Yeah, her power is a little more different.
Hers is that she can take sound waves and then convert it into energy. That was her power. So, like, for example, at the last episode, like, they're like, we have to get her to stop playing is because she's using sound. And that's why when they put her in the room in the second to last episode, that was a soundproof room because she can't use sound. But the problem with that is that room was so quiet you can hear your heartbeat. So she used the sound of her heartbeat to convert that into energy to bust herself out. So that was like the whole power of White Violin. And pretty much, yeah, she's the cause of the end of the world. And then obviously it's that whole thing, oh, we find out the end, this and that. But yeah, so that's all the kids. And it's pretty much a time travel story of trying to A, figure out what caused the end of the world, B, how to stop it, and C, what to do after that, because the time agency's on their ass too. Because the time agency wants that event to happen, but the Umbrella Academy wants something different. So,
I mean, they, when we go back to the Monaco, when he was asked why did he sort of adopt all these kids, his only answer was, I need them to save the world.
Yeah. So the question now is like, what does he know that, like, what's up with him?
These are potential questions or answer in
the time travel too. That's why.
Or you could just read the book
in seasons.
You could just read the book at the same time. You could just do that. I mean, it's accessible.
And the question is too, like, when they go back, like, does he come back with them?
Who, the monocle?
I mean,
Yeah.
what?
That's the thing though. Based on the ending, they travel back and then they go back to their child selves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a good chance that they're gonna go back to when the monocle is still alive.
To then work on helping Vanya hone her powers.
Exactly. Because their theory is like, if we can help her hone her powers, she can control it, therefore not end the world. And then that's another plot, Javi, that happens too, is that their father, at the beginning of the episode 1, the father dies. So it's like a little mini mystery of, who killed him? But it turned out at the end of the day, he killed himself. The reason why he killed himself is because there was no other way to bring the family back together.
Well, I mean, throughout the show, everybody just suspected he died of a natural cause.
Not everybody.
Not everyone.
Until one person, Luther, had the suspicious.
No, Luther
He
and
was suspicious from the beginning.
Luther and Diego were suspecting it. Because remember, Luther was looking at something. Diego's like, I already checked the room. There's nothing here. And he was suspecting something happened. And then he was kind of investigating. Because remember, the Diego was the only one left that was still kind of doing that vigilante crime fighting, while everyone else kind of went their own ways. And then, Luther.
Except for Luther.
Yeah, Luther kind of sheltered himself in the house. He was the only one that stayed there.
Well, Luther,
he stayed.
We're talking about around the time that Dad died. Luther was on the moon.
Yeah, he was. He was on the moon. He was the one who actually stayed. Being in an umbrella academy.
Now, when you say the moon, why was he sent to the moon?
He was sent to the moon because when he had the accident in one of his missions, the monocle gave him a serum to save his life, but he ended up turning into a gorilla. And then he felt like the only, you're useless to me, but the only way for you to feel like you have purpose, I'm going to send you to the moon and do these missions. There's no purpose to it, but to just give you reason to do something.
Not that he was useless.
No, that's what Pogo says. Pogo's like, no,
Pogo doesn't say that. Luther assumes that.
But Pogo said that he sent them there to give him a sense of purpose.
But at the same, remember, he sent back the reports and he never even bothered opening up any of his reports on the moon. So he was like, why send me up there if you don't even give a shit about my reports?
Because all he cared was that Luther
that was a mistake.
Felt like he had a purpose.
He should have burned them.
Exactly. He gave him something to do so that way he doesn't feel useless.
So that he doesn't feel useless. Not because the monocle felt that he was useless.
Well, he didn't need him for any other types of missions. Why would he send him to the moon?
I think after that accident, he was a little bit afraid to send him out again alone.
Yeah, I'd actually it's kind of difficult to say because throughout the entire thing, you can kind of see that Monocle, for the most part, doesn't really care about them and what they do. So to say that he cared about him in that sense, I don't really want to say that. But I think in a way, every time he looked at Luther and kind of saw his kind of half gorilla body, he kind of felt some type of way. I sent him out to do something on his own and he practically died. So and it's kind of why he sent him to the moon. He probably felt, I guess, responsible, he felt bad about the entire situation. And, I don't know. We can't really say for sure. So they don't go too much into it, but, that really fucked Luther up.
It did.
He got laid from it. So.
And then I do like the conversation where it was just like you see what happens when you're loyal to Dad. You stayed all this time. You didn't fucking leave like everyone else did, and look what happened to you. You got the worst of it. Why? Because you stayed loyal to that piece of shit. It's everyone hates the fucking Dad. Everyone fucking hates him.
I wouldn't say that they hate him. They have some resentment for him, but they don't hate him.
Why do you think they fucking left?
They resented him.
They were resentful, but they didn't hate him because they were thankful for him.
Not Diego wasn't thankful for him.
None of them were.
I think Diego hated him the most.
You talking about the monocle?
No,
yeah, the monocle.
What the hell? I always Allison.
There's no way he hated him more than Vanya did.
Yeah, Vanya was like, whoo. She was mad, especially with the fact that she thought that she was ordinary, and she wrote that fucking tell-all book,
which then caused a strain between her relationship with all her siblings.
Mm-hmm.
Well, because she thought she had no powers.
Yeah.
She went her entire life feeling excluded because she wasn't allowed. Not she wasn't allowed to train with the other kids, but she also wasn't really allowed to associate with them.
She was basically the school shooter.
Sounds about right.
You know, and then to go your whole life, you know, you're ordinary. There's nothing special about you. And this is like the guy is supposed to be her dad, you know what I mean? Like her father figure. You know what I mean? There's nothing special about you. You're ordinary. You're useless to the whole team.
With a family of siblings that are in the fucking newspapers and all famous and shit for being superheroes. And then she's just there, just like, what the fuck?
Which he did yearly portraits, like oil paintings of the family. She was never included in any of them.
They had action figures. She didn't have one.
She didn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, wait, I want to take a moment because, like, the soundtrack to that show was awesome.
What was it, bro? Fucking Gerard did maybe like 3-4 songs specifically for the show.
Yeah.
Like new songs.
Yo.
Like, I was, the final episode, like the ending credits. I was like, oh, there you go. That's an original from him.
Like, these were pretty awesome. Those were some good songs. I was like, man, you could just jam out to the soundtrack to this.
So, guys, to wrap up this topic, what are potential expectation for season 2 that you would expect to see?
The first one.
Read the comic. And then you get your answers.
Well, I mean, if you don't
Let's just assume you haven't read the comic or have no idea that it's a comic.
At this
what
point,
would you
they
like
can
to
kind
see
of step
on a
away
season
from
2?
it and do like their own thing for the show at this point.
I mean, I don't know. I'm the type of guy
No,
where it's
because
like, if the
in the comic,
there, just
like,
fucking do it.
No, true. But in the comic book, in the end, number 5 shoots Vanya in the back of the head pretty much, and she's like paraplegic after that. In the show, Allison kind of fires the gun next to her ear,
which disrupts her her manipulation of sound,
and knocked her own conscience for some reason.
That was weird.
Right.
Like from what I heard was the gunshot, like, you know, number one, disrupted her thing in the sound, but at the same time allowed her to channel that gun bang into one huge burst, getting all that energy out. The only problem is, like, it aimed at the moon and then blew up the moon. Oh, Javi, that was another thing too. So what happened was at the final battle, that shit happens and a huge burst of energy comes out, gets shot at the moon. They think everything's fine, but what happens is the moon, it like not really explodes, but a huge chunk of it comes out and then crash lands on the earth, and that's how the world ends.
Basically, it created like a meteor shower.
Yeah, so the meteor shower is what ended the world. So they're like, yo, we got to get the fuck out of here. We have one last shot at this, and as I said, we have to travel back further to try to figure this shit out.
Show sucks.
But yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen in the next season. They go back and they help Vanya to, like, learn to control her power.
The biggest thing that
I would like to see
is
more of the number childrens that were not shown.
I mean, they're gonna show up.
And further development.
More of them pop up in the comic book. But again, the other powered kids that come up in the comic books all come up as villains.
My biggest question right now is that since they traveled back and in their child forms, are we going to see the adult actors again?
I hope we do.
Yeah,
I hope so too.
I mean, I wouldn't imagine the entire season 2 is just going to be them as kids.
I mean, they could go about, like, not showing them as kids. They could just
maybe
do
some
like
like
a
flash
whole
forwards,
flash
of, like,
forward type of
memories and
event.
stuff. Yeah.
Like, they went back, they settled themselves, and 13 years later, or however time.
So yeah, that's our little thoughts and hopes on season 2. Since Javi's falling asleep, please explain why you don't want to watch the show, because apparently they're not real superheroes.
I'm hot right now.
He's nothing to do with the question.
He's dehydrating. He's dying. We'll take a quick break. Bye.
All right, well, we're back from our piss breaks, and we're going to be trying out a new segment called Squid Bites, where we give our thoughts on random topics, sometimes not so random, but we're going to give them in short bursts, so we're not going to spend a bunch of time on them, just to give you an idea of what we're going to be doing. We're going to be test running this for the next few weeks, so, you know, bear with us. The first thing we're going to be touching on is
hobby. So, with the latest introduction of a certain game that most of the Squid members haven't touched on, The Division. The way Division has its history with the ongoing updates and patch, with its latest patch, what do you think of it?
All right.
Well, from Division 1.
From Division 1, the last patch that we got to enjoy. It was pretty good. They were heading in the right direction. They were finally fixing the end game that the game was desperately needed, which is something that the game really lacked for a long time, especially for hardcore players like me, you, and other friends of mine. But now seeing what they did in 1, and now with all the new stuff that they're implementing in 2 that's coming out March 15th.
But let's get to that. with the latest implementation on The Last Stand, do you feel that they need to do anything to that update for part 2?
I don't really think they need to do anything. I just think they just need to tweak out some of the stuff that gear related, maybe, and some of the nerfing that they keep doing on and off. I think they should rebalance.
Because with the latest trailer from Division 2, they spoke about they're keeping the integration from the latest patch of 1 the same throughout part 2.
Oh, that's great.
So they're just gonna tweak certain things.
That's great because
with that being said, with The Last Stand being a good patch, I expect good things from this game.
Yes, I do expect good things from this game and hope that people will join us because Division is a great game. It was a great idea when it came out. It just was implemented completely wrong. I respect it for what it is because it's one of my all-time favorite games.
Oh yeah,
but it was something new that wasn't well treated. That's all I have to say about that.
I would say Division is the best looter shooter I've played thus far, aside from Destiny.
Yeah.
And this wannabe game called Anthem, which flopped, sucks balls.
But didn't Anthem just come out?
Yes, it did. It did.
I mean, people are saying it's the Fortnite killer, so.
Nah, that's Apex. You're confusing Apex Legends.
Apex Legends,
with
okay.
Fortnite.
Well, Anthem's the flop. Yes, Anthem is the flop.
It was a flop.
Yeah.
No, it is a flop.
It was a flop.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Next topic.
Can you put that on the screen?
Gotcha.
Wow. Jesus. Yeah, there's nothing thunderous about these rounds.
So we don't have video yet, but soon to be. We're trying to showcase a certain picture.
Yeah, don't worry. For YouTube, we'll put it in the video thingy.
This is a real struggle right here.
Well, Mitchell's half asleep.
I don't have my glasses on.
What the fuck your glasses not on?
All right, so Miley Cyrus opens up about her marriage to Liam Hemsworth and being queer in a heterosexual relationship. Now,
wait. I'm sorry.
Hey.
Who was queer?
Miley Cyrus.
Miley's queer.
She's queer.
Okay.
So I was like a little bit confused by this. So I went ahead and I Googled queer because I'm so used to the word queer being used for like a homosexual male and stuff like that. So I looked up the word queer and it had a lot of definitions like strange or weird, strange, just different kind of thing. But then you scroll down and then it's like offensive, homosexual, male. And I'm like, well, you're kind of not male, I don't think. So I was just confused. And I was just like, man, what the hell? You queer in a hetero relationship?
So, I mean, what is she trying to say by the statement? Like, is this supposed to be her coming out?
I don't know, but my thoughts on it is that I'm confused.
I'm extremely confused.
All right, well, I'll pass it to the next person. Who the hell? You have any thoughts on this?
I just want to know whether she said her being in a heterosexual relationship was a positive or a negative. That's what I'm curious about. What did she say?
She didn't.
So she didn't say.
It's just a certain news that since it's
because it's a headline, but I want to know.
Since it's related to a celebrity, it pops.
Okay, like I understand because it's a headline, but I want to know like what did she say based on the headline? Because yes, she did open up about being in a heterosexual relationship. My question is, did she?
Oh well,
say
she
anything?
basically said it doesn't matter. She's queer, but it doesn't matter. Like whether she's with a man or a female or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's what she was saying.
So clickbait then.
I guess.
I mean, I suppose because to kind of say like I'm queer in a heterosexual relationship, for you to say you're queer, just take it as she's gay.
Yeah,
but then you're not gay if you're okay with being in a relationship with a guy.
See, and my thing was that like when I Googled queer, just because like I was used to hearing queer, but like after her saying that she's queer, I'm like, okay, what the hell is this shit? Like, what does it mean exactly? Like. The only thing that comes up is a homosexual man. Aside from that, you get a bunch of other definitions like odd, strange, unusual, funny, peculiar, curious, bizarre. What?
Well, she definitely is
weird,
peculiar.
All right, guys. So our next Squid Bite.
Oh wait, hold on. This one might actually correspond
Jesus, man,
with her.
Adam.
No.
You're trying to interrupt me?
No,
I'm trying to introduce our next bite.
Sorry, but I don't want to read all those other things and just bypass one thing that might actually support her thing. So it's like denoting or relating to a sexual or gender identity. So I guess you can be female and be queer, whatever.
Fair.
It's still strange.
Yeah,
Like,
but I mean, then real quick, I actually have something that I guess sort of relates to that. Not really, because it's a fictional character. Ryan Reynolds had made a statement announcing that he really wants to make it that in the next Deadpool movie that they're going to emphasize on the fact that Deadpool is pansexual.
I feel like that's just Ryan Reynolds wanting to like do something on screen with a man. Anyways,
That sounds about right.
Jordan, next bite.
So, have you guys heard the news on the new Halo TV series?
They've been working on it for a while.
Yeah, I was
But
going to say, I feel
was-
like I've heard of this before.
Yeah.
It was dropped due to the director leaving.
Okay.
Now they actually found a new director.
Who?
I don't have that at the moment.
Oh.
But
James Gunn.
I saw the article and the production started
Okay.
or should start around April for the new Halo series.
Awesome.
Now, not to hate on Halo, but Halo sucks.
Well, I
I mean,
mean,
does anyone even play that anymore?
the question is the show going to be as good as Red versus Blue?
No idea what that is.
It's a Rooster Teeth online show.
What I do like is gonna be produced by Showtime along with Steven Spielberg Emblem Entertainment production.
I thought you said it was an Xbox exclusive.
The game Halo, yeah.
No. I thought you said it was like the show was.
No.
Oh, you gave me misinformation. You're an asshole.
It's an exclusive Halo genre show.
You know what? I'm done with you.
I'm sorry, you misinterpreted information I
You're right.
gave you.
You're right.
And has anyone heard or have seen the Haunting
You can
series?
hold it. You're fine. You're fine. Jesus Christ, Mitchell has to pee. He has to piss hard.
Oh, Jesus.
He's gone. He's going.
I mean, he's
Going.
Doors open.
Gone.
Do we continue with Adam or what?
So, Adam, I feel like you're the only one have seen The Haunting of Hill House.
Okay.
How do you feel of a new series within the Haunting series being introduced?
See, I didn't realize that the Haunting series was a series that wasn't a continuation of the story that I'm familiar with.
Yes.
So
It's
now,
an anthology.
So are we kind of talking about like a American Horror Story type situation?
Well, I don't. Yes.
Yes.
You see how American Horror Story has a bunch of different stories every
like
season.
Each season's a new, same actors, but like different story, different characters.
Like if they
Is that kind of what they're doing?
Yes.
Yes.
But
So-
with the successfulness of Haunting of Hill House, they're now introducing a new series called The Haunting of Bly Manor.
And see, that's kind of like the name doesn't sound bad. It's just like we have Hill House and now Bly Manor. It's just like, okay, that's just another house. Anyways, as long as they bring me a compelling story, I'm good with it. I was very happy with The Haunting of Hill House. And if they tried to do a season 2, like as a continuation, I would have been like, wait, what are you going to do now?
I wouldn't see a season 2 from Haunting on Hill House be possible.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't
I
see
wouldn't
it.
want to see that.
So expecting like them announcing a new like series on the Haunting series will be beneficial than just continuing The Haunting of Hill House.
Yeah, because it'll be a fresh take. Like, sure, you'll bring in you will bring in some of the hype from Hill House because you'll be expecting, you'll have high hopes because of how good the other one was, but you really can't hold this next story to that standard because it's an entirely different story.
Which, with the generation that we're in now, it will be compared.
Oh, definitely.
Now, the next quick bite. So what do you guys think of Reggie, Phil Eisner, or Philsme? I can't pronounce his last name.
Reggie
Retiring
Nintendo guy.
from Nintendo.
It's Reggie, bro. He's leaving. His body was ready.
He left a good mark on Nintendo.
I mean, Nintendo of America, I guess. The thing about Reggie was that, like, regardless of all the bullshit Nintendo did, he at least made it, like, tolerable, which I could just give it up to him. It's like, you know, I really don't like a lot of the things Nintendo has done, but Reggie's like, hey, come on, man, it's not that bad. Like, you know, Reggie, you're right, it's not that bad. I'm not going to stress it out that much and give him a high five.
I mean, just like Reggie said in one of the E3 conference, my body's ready for Nintendo's next chapter.
Yes.
This is one of his quotes. My body is ready.
Yeah, man, it became
This was during when they were testing the Wii Fit.
Yeah, man. This is one of the biggest memes of all time. His body was ready.
Anybody else have thoughts on that?
I mean, just, you know, thanks for all the positivity you've given to Nintendo. We do appreciate it because I fucking hate the shit, but you made it better.
So just a quick roundabout. Favorite Nintendo game?
I don't have any.
Legend of Zelda.
Pokemon.
Really, Mitch? Really?
Yeah, I don't fucking
You know what's funny? I might have to say Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because it's the only Nintendo exclusive that I actually went to Nintendo for every time.
Yeah.
Like, sure, Monster Hunter's was there for the past few
Legend
years,
of
but before that, it was on
Zelda.
PlayStation.
Are you serious?
I was never a big Legend of Zelda person. Like, I'm from the outside looking in, I liked it, but whatever. Anyways, xCloud, right? Is that the name of it?
Who makes this?
Right?
xCloud? What is?
Isn't it?
What?
Isn't it? Xbox xCloud, right? Project xCloud.
Oh my god!
Is that not what it's called?
What the fuck?
Let me fucking Google this right now.
Are you talking about the
he's
Nintendo
already-
Xbox Live thing?
Yes, that's exactly.
It's not.
what
Yeah, that. The
Okay, so
cross,
it's
the
called
cross.
Project X.
So
Okay.
So now. Okay, so real quick, Xbox is trying to just bring their just broaden their reach, right? Bringing it to not Wii's. What the fuck's wrong with me? Nintendo Switches, televisions, Roku players, like pretty much any smart device. Even though PlayStation wasn't mentioned ever, why? I don't know. Because
PlayStation do PlayStation things.
Because PlayStation is like their direct competitor, so they're like, we don't want to bring you anything.
No, because PlayStation chooses not to work with them.
Is that the case?
Sony's not gonna
Sony's
partner with a major competitor. I don't say that.
Sony's not gonna do it. Xbox is trying to.
I don't know, but I feel like Nintendo as another.
Sorry for cutting you off, but if you think about it, Sony is a Japanese company.
Yeah.
The Xbox, Microsoft products are not doing very well in Japan.
True.
So it could also be another reason pertaining to why Sony don't want to partner up with them, because it's a failing system in their country.
And I was going to say that Nintendo with their Switch should, if anything, partner with Sony, another Japanese brand, especially since the Switch is thriving in Japan too.
True, but they have bad blood between the two companies, considering how PlayStation started.
Yeah,
because Sony was working with them doing sound chips for old Nintendo systems, and they were sort of working on the PlayStation, I guess, kind of in the beginning.
Yeah, the PlayStation was originally supposed to be a Nintendo thing. It was supposed to be the Nintendo PlayStation, and they actually had like beta test, I believe, of like Super Mario on it, which ended up being Mario 64.
Oh.
And Final Fantasy VII was originally supposed to be for the 64.
It's too bad for Nintendo.
Yep.
Yeah. But all in all, Reggie, thanks, man. Peace out. Enjoy your retirement.
No, Project xCloud, bro. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, my bad. Project xCloud. I mean,
it's the same shit. It's Nintendo.
I mean, to be fair, I kind of exploded
it's
about it a couple
Microsoft.
weeks back anyway, so I guess everyone kind of knows my opinion on it.
So, I mean, it would be beneficial for Microsoft to do that.
Microsoft is just using Nintendo basically as a platform to do what you could already do with the PlayStation with Sony, and any Sony device is basically play Xbox from anywhere you go. Basically.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what it is. Like, and you're right. Yeah, Microsoft is the huge, like, will benefit more from anything else.
Well, all right then.
All right, so real quick, I can do my bite now. Chris Hemsworth will play Hulk Hogan in the Hulk Hogan biopic.
I saw that article.
What?
I like Chris Hemsworth, man.
Yes, Chris Hemsworth.
We're getting a fucking Hollywood Hogan bio movie. What?
Yeah,
Biopic is called.
we're getting a Hulk Hogan biopic, and Chris Hemsworth is going to be your man himself, ripping the shirts, calling everyone. Oh my god, I can't
I
wait.
don't know how I feel about
So
this.
who's gonna play Macho Man? Because he has to make an
Oh
appearance.
my god, please, yeah. I need Macho Man.
The other Chris, of course.
I'm like scratching right
Evans?
now, like I need Macho Man.
I'm just saying I could be in there. Oh yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
That was really good.
And then a Slim Jim comes out of nowhere and shit like that.
No, but what I like about this is that this is pretty cool, especially with the fact that Fighting With My Family just came out. You know, the WWE movie about Paige.
That shit has been in production for years, man.
You know what's funny? Like, I just found out that Paige had sex tapes.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing later.
You stupid.
So I was just like, oh.
They're pretty decent too.
Paige. Fighting With My Family is a biopic about the WWE wrestler Paige and how she ended up being in WWE.
Oh, okay, Paige.
And then someone was, you know, Paige has like porn out. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna look for that later.
You know, cracking knuckles, getting ready, get some of the wine.
Oh my
It's a good thing I went to Reddit and bought some lotion.
Jordan.
Okay, no one does that in real life.
Family friendly.
Okay, so sidestepping this, I finally got the secret ending to Kingdom Hearts.
Let's talk about
don't
it.
Fuck it.
Cedro.
It took me long enough.
Listen, I didn't wait 15 years and spend $80 on this game to finish it in 4 days, okay? I took my time.
I'm sorry, I platinumed it.
Just real quick though, can I like borrow the art book for like a day? I just want to look through the art book.
It's not. I mean, if you had told me this last time I spoke to you, I would have brought it today.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay,
It's not that serious.
I just want to look at
Wong
it.
has it at home.
You know me. But no. But seriously though, what are your thoughts? I've been waiting so long for this.
My immediate thought was, are they showing us what we can expect in the next title, or is this going to be an upcoming DLC?
Everyone's been speculating that.
Yeah, if anything, that's the thing I'm most interested in.
Imagine it's a fighting game.
No, don't get me started with that.
No, I mean, I'll play it. Fuck you. I'll play it.
You'll play it.
I'll play that. Don't play it with me, bro. I've been saying for years Sora should be in Dissidia. Been saying that shit for years.
You know what's funny? Because Sora was in World of Final Fantasy. He was a summon.
Sora
in World of Final Fantasy. Sora was a summon. I actually liked it. But dude, like seriously, like
I mean, it worked because when you go, I've said it before, when you go into the toy box for the first time, you see the trailer for the game, it's like, is that like something I can play?
Yeah.
Is this like something coming out in the near future? Because that shit looks fucking amazing. I want that game.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that we're possibly getting a DLC that takes place in Verum Rex, that's awesome.
But
what? Like, it's just going to be awesome.
No, dude. You saw the scene where Sora was looking up at the 104 building?
Yeah, it's in Shibuya.
Dude, in Shibuya, it's not the 104 building. They made it the 104 building for The World Ends With You.
But they're not in The World Ends With You. They're in Shibuya, Japan.
No, because in The World Ends With You, they're in Shibuya. But the thing is, it's the 107 building in actual Shibuya, in our world Shibuya. But in the game, it's turned into the 104 building. So they're saying that Sora's in The World Ends With You.
Not necessarily. That could just kind of be an Easter egg type thing.
No, he's in the world. That's not an Easter egg. That building and the fact that it's 104 was specific for The World's End With You. The actual building is a different number.
Keep in mind, but the 104 could simply be an Easter egg because they do have they re-released World Ends With You for the Switch, and they do have World Ends With You Part 2 in the works.
And World Ends With You was in drop distance.
I mean, again,
like it all connects. That's not an how is that an Easter egg? You can't put an Easter egg like that.
Sure, they can.
No, but like, and not specify that world's gonna be included. The whole premise of that secret ending was to say that whatever is gonna come is gonna be specifically Square Enix stuff. Which is why everyone's like, "Where's all the Final Fantasy characters in Kingdom Hearts?"
But I'm sorry, this doesn't excuse us getting
I'm not saying
a Final Fantasy focused DLC.
One at a time.
Is not an excuse for there being any Final Fantasy characters missing from the game entirely.
I'm not saying that I'm accepting. It's like, oh, okay, no problem. That explains everything. I'm just saying that I'm still just excited that they're doing something.
I know.
It's very long. We need to reorganize this. But anyway, but I like the fact that this is kind of showing that they're gonna. Who turned me off?
Nobody turned you off.
Well, I can't hear myself.
Yeah, I mean,
it's either I can't hear myself or I lowered
you.
No, you're fine.
Wait, I don't hear me either.
No, you're fine. You're both fine.
Well, I don't hear me.
Well, I don't hear me.
That's funny. But I hear everyone.
Yo, Dick's not. Are you touching shit?
Nope, not touching.
You fucking touching shit?
No.
But
that's your over there.
No, but that one connects to that.
No, it's fine. Everything's fine there.
Anyways, can you still hear us? You still hear us? All right, we're good. You guys finish that up because you guys are taking long on this like Squid Bite. This is more like a squid fucking chomp.
Look at this like a squid buffet.
I really don't feel like that was any longer than anything that they were talking about, but okay.
All right, so real quick though, the fact that Verum Rex is in it, the fact that they're gonna introduce them in the world of Verum Rex, that's perfectly I like that, especially with the fact that Verum Rex is technically what he wanted versus 13 to be.
Right. I mean, it was the original idea versus 13.
And then I feel like the only reason why they would put the 104 building there is to show, hey, the world ends with you. So
world ends with you, kind of a nudge to one of their other games that there is a sequel coming out in the near future.
No, but the thing is, why would World's End with You
why
sequel...
do people put Easter eggs in fucking movies?
Every single Kingdom Hearts secret ending tells you what's going to happen in the next Kingdom Hearts game. Not
necessarily. Not if you go back to the secret ending to the first game.
The secret ending to the first game was talking about Kingdom Hearts 2.
The secret
ending for Kingdom Hearts 2 was talking about Birth by Sleep.
It was sort of a test, build that they did to kind of show what they could do in a future game. But that necessarily doesn't really have...
It was a test build to get people excited to want a part 2. They didn't know if they were going to make a part 2, so they put that little tease in it to see how audience liked it. Since they got a positive effect, they said, okay, fine, we'll give you a part 2. And then after that was Birth by Sleep. Every secret ending goes into the next Kingdom Hearts game, not another game. That makes no sense. Why would I have a freaking secret ending to that?
Not going into another game. This is going into Verum Rex. That's the next thing we can expect. Sora and Riku in the Verum Rex world.
Yeah, but it's still a Kingdom Hearts game in that world. But from what I'm hearing from you is, it's talking about the world ends with you too.
I'm not saying it's talking about. I'm just saying that could be why it's put there. Just to acknowledge it.
I don't believe that's about worlds. I believe it's just him finally going to that world and just necessarily just Square Enix stuff will get represented wherever the hell this is, DLC, sequel, whatever. That's what I feel this is. Square Enix products getting represented finally. That's what I got from that secret ending. I mean, to be fair, yes, it's a secret ending. It's meant to be encrypted. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see.
I hate you guys. Still haven't played part 2.
So I haven't played part 1.
I played part 1.
Okay, good.
I heard that you're going to be able to use Sora as like a new materia. He's going to be a materia in the next Final Fantasy 7.
Next Final Fantasy 7? What? I'm done.
Yeah, the remake of Final Fantasy 7
Part 2.
No, the remake, which is the next Final Fantasy 7. Right? We have the original one. Now we're gonna have the remake of Final Fantasy 7, and Sora's gonna be a materia.
Wait, you talking about Final Fantasy 7 Part 1, right? Not Part 5.
Which is funny because it's actually gonna be in multiple parts.
Anyways,
it's so gonna fuck this up.
You guys want to get to the polls?
Yes, the polls, please.
All right, so now we're gonna get to our Squid Bites Instagram polls.
Yes, now it's not a thunder round; it's a light drizzle now.
Well, yeah, this was actually a lot shorter because we are running long today.
A light drizzle.
Oh, that's a penis.
Wow,
that is a penis.
Wow, that's crazy. This is what we have on our Instagram now.
I mean, I guess this is what happens when we follow.
You should probably screenshot that and we should put it onto our, video.
Fucking funny
wow.
And shit.
So wow.
Inappropriate?
Wow. What? Oh, beyond that point. No.
All right. So the first question was
hoodies with zippers or without zippers?
I prefer hoodie with zippers.
No, I put pullovers, dude. I prefer pullovers.
Why?
Because it's easier to remove.
I mean, I choose zippers because if it's a little hot, I can just unzip it and get some breeze in.
Yeah.
Did you skip Cedro?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I really don't have anything else to say. Just pullovers. That's it.
All right, pullovers. Match zip.
Hav. Oh, he's wearing a zip right now, so that answers that question.
Well then, I mean,
that's pretty much.
I do like the aesthetic of a pullover, but I think that a zip is much more convenient, especially if you take the time to do your hair, and then you get hot and you want to take it off. You don't have to worry about messing up your hair by pulling it off.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I have to go with zip for that one. And Zip did win the polls.
It always comes back to his hair.
Of our followers
I keep my hair short, so that's not really a problem.
Voted for Zip.
Voters. 7% of the voters voted Zip.
Yep. All right, next one.
Burgers and hot dogs. Which would you prefer?
Burgers.
I say burgers.
I'm going burgers, man. I'm sorry, but I understand that there are a lot of great tasting dick-shaped foods, but burgers are better.
Of course you would. Of course you would.
I kind of voted hot dogs Just because I knew everyone
I
else
think
was going to
you're
be
the only
voting
person
burgers.
Wow.
That's a
I would only go for burgers because you can't impossible a hot dog.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. Challenge accepted. Fuck you.
Have you seen an impossible hot dog? I've
I'm
seen
going to
impossible
make one.
You know
burgers.
what's it
It's
called?
like you are now.
Wait, stop. You know what it is?
What?
It's basically a bun with a celery stick in it.
I knew it.
That's not a hot dog.
Yes, it is.
Fucking-
It's a hot vegan hot dog.
It won't taste like a hot dog.
What are you
A hot
talking?
vegan hot
For a
dog.
vegan, they don't know what dog tastes like.
Impossible burger tastes like a
That's-
burger.
They don't know what dog
Impossible
tastes
hot
like
dog.
since-
Oh my god, I'm done.
Well, they
I mean,
do have vegan
people.
hot dogs.
People
so.
in Asia country know what dogs taste like.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
Next topic.
Next poll. All right, so next one is margaritas versus frozen margaritas.
FYI, guys, yesterday was National Margarita Day.
Oh, so this came at a
Of
good
course,
time.
Jordan knows that.
Came
Just
at a
so
good
you guys
time.
know.
Actually, I knew it too, but he got to it.
So
Regular margaritas.
why?
Frozen's too much. I had to wait too long. I'm stupid.
He likes regular ones because he's too impatient for a frozen one.
Exactly.
Okay.
I prefer frozen because I don't have to add ice to my drink. It's already cold.
Who the fuck
It's
adds
good.
ice to a margarita?
I
good.
do. All right, sir?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. I put
You
frozen,
weirdo.
but it's just you know how much I enjoy my frozen hot chocolate.
I'd rather
so.
blend
By
it
Oh, we
than
know.
just
Yeah.
add ice.
Right.
on
Right.
So,
my
So,
drink.
yeah,
We
so I mean, of course,
I
I'd also prefer my
What do you prefer,
margarita frozen.
bitch?
I would say frozen because that's all I've had, and I don't like change.
creature of habit.
Dude, while I enjoy a frozen margarita, I think that a regular margarita is a lot easier for me to drink because I get brain freeze really easily.
Oh, God,
and
yeah.
the poll.
Wait, for the record, Mitch drinks all his margaritas with droppers. I'm just gonna throw it out.
So, anyways,
The fuck is a dropper?
So, and according to the polls,
eardropper?
margaritas
A baby
won
eardropper?
67%
Oh,
to
fuck you.
33%.
Yeah, sorry, Adam. 67 to 33. Regular margarita wins.
Yay!
Yay.
Yay!
Jack Daniels. K-pop versus American pop. You already know my answer. I'm not going to get into this. Go ahead, guys.
Well, I enjoy the aesthetic of K-pop a lot more than I do American pop. And I think the fact that I don't understand what they're saying kind of lends to my enjoyment of the songs. Because I can just bob to it. I don't have to think about what they're saying because I don't know.
The fuck?
And, when it's a female K-pop group, normally they're all hot, even though they all look the same.
So racist. American pop, just used to it. K-pop is weird. I feel-
really?
Shut
it's
up.
weird. Oh,
Shut up. First of all, let me finish. Let me finish. I can literally listen to K-pop instrumentals because there's no reason to listen to them singing. Thank you. Go ahead, Jordan.
Well, Cedro knows my answer.
You better say the right answer.
Listen, when I woke up, Cedro calls me like, yo, I'm in front of your door. Open the door. I'm like, all right. I go open the door. We come back into my room. First thing Cedro sees on my TV. Tell him, Cedro.
Like, you fucking already had BTS
Speaking to
playing.
your mic, please, sir. Thank you.
Fuck you. That BTS playing. I was like, Jordan, really? Really? Like, Mitch is not even here.
But he clicked on American pop. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw him.
No, I voted
I
K-pop.
was there. Oh, you're stupid.
I did not vote on this one.
I believe it.
I looked at it and was just like, I'd rather die.
It's like, where's the metal category?
Fucking, you kidding me, bro? Punk pop is amazing.
Punk pop.
That's the thing.
So
That is a
anyway.
thing.
It is a thing. It is.
Jesus Christ. All right, yeah. I obviously, everyone knows I pick K-pop. I mean, I just like it better. I like the work that's put into it. I do appreciate the choreography, the concept of the music videos. Every time they perform on stages, like it's a fucking sight to see. I like the vocals, and then everyone wants to bitch, but I don't know what to talk about. It's like says the people who spend fucking 24 hours or I don't know, whatever how long watching anime and subtitles.
Hey.
This whole argument of,
Hey.
sub is better than dub, but you can't fucking look up the lyrics to a goddamn Korean song, but sub is better than dub? Fuck out of here.
Hey.
Read some fucking
Hey.
lyrics.
Hey, respect the way of life.
Yeah, respect the way of life, but I don't know what they're saying.
And
Read some subtitles.
Read the results.
I mean, obviously the results is going to be 67 to 33 because the majority of our audience right now doesn't give a shit about K-pop.
Exactly.
So American pop wins that one, 67%
But you got to
to
remember
33%.
though, remember too, 67% of the 30 followers we have.
I love all
unique
30 of the
stat.
people.
All right,
Just
anyways,
saying?
next one.
I love
disrespectful Mitch.
I
That was
love
the last
all
one?
20 of those people that voted yes. I love those people.
All right, then. I think that concludes this episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. And we are the Vampire Squid Show.
Hey, K-pop sucks. Fuck them niggas.
We're out.
Jordy's gonna close the end of the world. So.
Peace.
Yeah, K-pop still sucks.
No, that's it.
No, but I'm saying that.
Yo, you should. Yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Yo, hey. We should listen to K-pop instrumentals. I bet you we're gonna enjoy it way more.
Yeah,
Dude,
no,
where
I'm
have
good,
you
dude.
been?
I didn't know. Sorry.
Where have you been? I've been doing that all this time.
Exactly.
Most
I'm
albums' last track is the instrumental to their title track. That's nothing new.
Yeah, me likey.
Likey.
Ah.
Oh, you guys.
All right, end this. Hit that music. Don't forget to follow the Vampire Squid Show on Stitcher, Instagram, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, and Twitter. Once again, thank you for listening.